Hey guys, this is Mrs. Mergel from the Counseling Center, and I'm going to quick go through some information for you for senior year. So we're going to jump to the PowerPoint. Normally we do this PowerPoint presentation in classes, but just because of COVID this year and just limited instructional time, we're going to go ahead and just record this video, and we're going to go ahead and then upload it into Teams and also send it out to your parents. So congratulations on reaching this point. We're really excited for you guys. We know that there are going to be some challenges throughout this senior year, but we're here to support you in a variety of capacities. And so just feel free to reach out to your school counselor when you need help. Your English teacher is going to be providing you with some documents. One is your transcript and the other is grad progress. This information that we've provided for you is information we want you to keep in a safe place and utilize, especially when you're applying for college or you're applying for scholarships. The transcript in the top right corner provides you with a GPA as well as your ranking. This is an information that you can get from your site of PowerSchool. You have to be able to get this information from us. Or I'm going to show you here in just a second another resource that you can use to request a transcript. Make sure you look this over. If you're confused about something or think there's a mistake, let us know. Okay, so Parchment.com, what this is a third-party vendor, and it's a way for you to request to have a transcript sent to a school or to other institutions, or if you need it for a scholarship, this is a way that you can request it. And so if you have not yet created a Parchment account, you're going to want to do that. You're going to sign up as a learner, and within your account, you'll be able to request to have that transcript sent wherever you need it to go. This is also going to be the way that we require that you have your final transcript sent off. So get in the good habit of using Parchment. You also have your grad progress report, and this is kind of similar to your transcript, but it doesn't show grades, it just shows completed work. So what we really are wanting you to pay attention to is when you see something in the needed column, we want you to make sure that there is a class in the current column, because this right here tells me that this student is taking college writing to satisfy this requirement that is still needed for graduation. One thing to know is that Digital Academy does not integrate with PowerSchool, and so if you are taking Digital Academy in some way to satisfy a requirement needed for graduation, we will have to actually hand build all of that info into PowerSchool once grades are finalized. Take a look at your name in PowerSchool when you have a chance, because whatever that's showing as for first, middle, last, that will be the name that appears on your diploma. So we want to give you an opportunity to check that. Perhaps you've never really closely paid attention to it, but we need you to do that and verify that that information is correct. The way that you're going to verify that is there will be a form. It's a senior survey form, and one of the questions is specific to how your name appears in PowerSchool. And if it's correct, then you're good, and you'll just check yes, it's correct. If it's incorrect, you'll check no, that it's not okay, and then there will be further action. We'll be getting back in touch with you to make some corrections. College fairs are going to look different this year. Normally, we have a face-to-face event at Carroll College, but this year it will be virtual. Your English teacher will be providing you with a card, and that card has information for how you register for that virtual event. This PowerPoint is also, in addition to the presentation, the actual PowerPoint will appear in Teams, and you'll notice that throughout this PowerPoint, we have linked information, and so this would take you out directly to the web page where you could register. So we strongly encourage you to participate in that if you're able to, just because it will give you some ideas of colleges and degrees, and not just four-year programs, but maybe two-year programs and even one-year certificate programs. And we've got colleges from around the Northwest that should be participating in this event. College Application Week is going to be the end part of September, and what it is it's an event designed to just really get seniors in the mode where they're preparing themselves for college. And so this week especially is designed to allow seniors to apply to college in Montana. So one college, free of charge. Typically there's some kind of application fee that you would have to pay for. Some schools, like Carroll, for example, they waive their application fee altogether. But this event, especially like those Montana University schools, they will waive their application fee. So if you can do the application from home on your own, that's totally fine. And we encourage that. But if you get to a place where you're going to need help, or you think you're just going to need help right out of the gate, then what we're going to do is we're going to have you fill out a form, which is linked right down here. We'll put that in Teams as well. And either Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday during 7th period, and then during that online check-in time. So right here are the times. Will be available for you in the black lab. And just make sure you bring your Chromebook or your laptop, and we'll help you with the application. You're going to use the back door in the social studies hallway to access the black lab rather than coming through the library. So we'll have more information in the announcements on this, but just be thinking about the fact that at the end of September, we want you to be applying for an in-state school. I know that sometimes students are bound and determined to go out of state, which is totally fine, and we support you on that. But we do want you to have a Montana school as a backup plan. I've worked with students where all along they were planning to go out of state, and then things fell apart at the last minute, and they didn't have an in-state school in their back pocket. What happens is if you don't apply for a school in Montana during this time of year, then you'll miss out on opportunities for scholarships. So it's better to just have it done and, have a plan B. FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and this is a way for you to get a student loan and or a grant. These are better options for you than like a private loan, just because the interest rate is cheaper and the repayment options are also a little different. So step one is going to be for you to get yourself an FFA ID, and then your parents are going to need one as well. That's something that you can be working on right now. The application itself doesn't open until October 1st, so you're going to have a few weeks before you can access that. But my recommendation for you guys is to get your FSA ID now, and then one parent or guardian also needs that same application for a username and a password. And that's information you're going to want to put in a safe place, like in your cell phone. It's an application that you have to do every year that you're in college. The admission application for college, right, that's like a one and done. But the application for FAFSA is every year that you're in college. Pay attention to the fact that the priority deadline in most cases for most schools, especially in Montana, is December 1st. The actual application only takes about 30 to maybe 45 minutes. Sometimes it's more complicated based on parental tax information, like if they own a small business or have multiple types of income. But you can always do things to get assistance. We have people in town that we can refer you to, or you can text FAFSA help to 41411. We have scholarships that we make students aware of on our webpage. And the scholarships, of course, that's free money, right? You don't have to pay that back. The hard thing is to know what's out there and then to do the work to actually apply for the scholarship. So one way to know what's out there is to get in the habit of going to the Helena High Counseling page and going to the scholarship list. You scroll down and you're going to start to see several different scholarships that you could potentially apply for. The qualification requirements are posted. We have either links out to websites, or we have the PDFs for the applications. So we make it pretty easy for you to know what's available and then actually apply. But there's also other services out there that you can sign up for that are free, like, for example, fastweb.com. If you sign up for this account, You'll just answer some questions about, where you live, what you want to study, where you might want to go to school. And then what'll happen is, based on how you answer those questions, those scholarships are going to start to populate within your account. So really the scholarships find you, and then you just have to do the hard work to apply for them. Each institution has their own set of scholarships and institutional aid. And so what we want you to know is that a lot of times the application for admission is the application for scholarships, but in other cases, just depends on the institution. In other cases, you have to fill out a separate scholarship application along with the admissions application. So that's just something for you to be aware of. Get in the good habit of being online and looking through the financial aid department info for each respective college, and that'll give you more to go on. For those of you that are hoping to play a sport in college, we want you to know that there's some additional things that you're going to have to do on your end for eligibility, and the starting point for that is that you just have to get registered for either the NAIA or the NCAA clearinghouse. There's a lot more information that goes along with that, and so the best thing you can do is work back with your school counselor to get on the right path. For those of you looking to go out of state, there's some things here that we want you to pay attention to. Check out My Big Future through College Board. The CSS profile is something above and beyond FAFSA. It's a way that institutions may potentially be able to give you more aid, but it's all based on an application. WUI is a way for you to pay reduced cost for tuition. But again, there's an application, and sometimes some programs won't accept WUI. So you just have to really do your homework and do a little research. Private schools do not participate in WUI, so that's just something to be aware of as well. QuestBridge is an application that you can fill out, and we're really trying to target here students that are high achieving and that may have a low income family dynamic situation, and based on your application and based on the partner schools, you may be able to actually go to college for very little to no money. And a lot of times QuestBridge, they even provide travel stipends to make it easy for students to get to and from school. In terms of ACT and SAT, there's a lot of information here. I've posted what the proficiency requirements are from years past to get into a Montana institution. The thing is that you guys don't have test scores, right? Because of COVID, you didn't get to take the ACT. So the Montana University system decided to go test optional, meaning you do not have to have test scores in order to be accepted into school. They're going to look at other factors like your GPA and the types of classes that you've taken in high school. However, if you can take one of these exams, we're strongly encouraging you to do that, especially because there may be some merit-based scholarships down the road that are still going to require ACT or SAT scores. For the time being, we have a test for our Helena High seniors scheduled for October 6th. Again, it's tentative. More details will come out hopefully soon. If you want to take it, there's going to be a way for you to register for it. You won't register online for that particular school-sponsored exam, but if you're wanting to sign up for a national test, and of course there's going to be some coming up here in October, there'll be some in November and December as well. So you would either need to register through actstudent.org or through collegeboard.org. If you already have a College Board account because you did the PSAT or because you did some AP exams, then that's great because you already have an account and you'll just register for the SAT through your College Board account. Do not create another one. If you have not yet created an ACT student account, you'll want to go online and do that. But again, that's only if you're looking to take national exams, not required for you if you're going to only do the Helena High test. Yearbook, just some important things to know. One, you can purchase your yearbook right now. It's available for sale at a discounted cost. Your senior picture deadline, if you want a senior photo in the senior section, that's due October 31st. You're going to save that file as last name, first name, and you're going to email it as a JPEG file to Ms. Walsh at helenaschools.org. And that's Ms. Megan Walsh. So if you have any questions about anything related to senior pictures for the yearbook, you're going to want to work back with her. And then for parents, more so, the baby ads, the inspirational ads, those are due January 1st, 2021. And Ms. Walsh will be sending out more information soon on that. Travis Belcher is our local Jostens rep, and we'll be getting information out to parents and information out to students very soon. We're working with Travis right now to figure out what that looks like, but a lot of information will probably just be supported through email to parents. You can go to jostens.com and you can look at their online catalog for the time being. And really the only thing that we require that students purchase is the cap, the gown, and the stole. And we are going to use the silver color again with the cardinal stole. And the order packets, those will be coming your direction pretty soon. The deadline for ordering is going to be in the middle to end part of October. So don't panic. We're working on getting that stuff to you here very, very soon. This slide is just kind of our moment to pause and reflect on the fact that while this does sound really college focused for our presentation, we want students and families to know that college isn't the only option. In fact, for some students, it shouldn't probably be their focus. School is definitely not for everyone, but there is something for everyone. And that could look different. And just because your friends are saying they're going to go to college, that doesn't mean that has to be your path. If you don't like school, if you're uncertain about what you would even want to do and study, perhaps on the job training or the military or exploring an apprenticeship program where you just get your feet under you, a little experience, kind of figure out what your true passion is, and then perhaps down the road you go to college. Other students, they know they want to go right away, and they have a 4-year school in mind, but let's not forget about our awesome 2-year schools that we have in Montana, one really even in our own backyard at Helena College. So a lot of different opportunities, and we don't want students to feel pressured to go to college. Of course, if you go, that's awesome. It's a great experience, but we want you to do something that's based on your interests and your strengths. If you're confused on where to start, what to do, what do you even like, we suggest that you look back to Career Cruising. Career Cruising is web-based, so you can pull it up on your phone if you wanted to, but this is something that you've used in the past. You've had access to it since middle school. It's a way for you to do some interest inventories, figure out what your strengths are, what your skills are. You can do some career research, get an idea of what Job Outlook is. Is this a occupation that's increasing in percentage across the United States or a certain state? Is it a type of career that's on a decline? If you use Career Cruising, it will give you the information that you need to help you make some informed choices. All you have to do is remember your username and password, which is in the bottom right corner of that screen. It's also posted on our webpage. For college visits, right now we're not going to be able to host college admission reps on our campus, but we're hoping that's going to change once we can get to a different phase down the road. At this time, though, we're strongly encouraging students, if you can go out for a college visit, then do it. And furthermore, if you're able to do that, we'll give you a school-related absence. You just have to know the process. And so the process would be that you would work to schedule a visit, whether it's a group visit or an individual visit. You will have your parents call the attendance office and excuse you first. And then when you're on your visit, make sure that you have some kind of verification from the admissions rep stating that you were there, whatever the date is. Bring that back, that verification, to the attendance office, and they'll change your absence from excused to school related. And then going back to stuff on visits on our campus, perhaps we'll be able to do something virtually. Stay tuned. We'll get more information out to you. And ways that we'll get more information out to you would be through our webpage, through Teams, through Facebook and Twitter. So you can follow us on those platforms if you use them. If not, that's fine too. But we'll also post information in the daily bulletin. So at any point, if you feel like you're missing out on information, work back with your school counselor. Speaking of who is your school counselor, in case you've forgotten, Ms. Pandas is the school counselor for students' last names A through E. Ms. Staldine is back at Helena High and working with students' last names F through L. Mr. Mergel is working with students' last names M through R, and I'm working with students' last names S through Z. And Karina is our office manager, and she's really helpful. And so you can get in contact with us through Teams or through email. Finally, graduation is scheduled for June 6th at 2 o'clock, and hopefully it's going to be a great day and we'll be outside. We're looking forward to helping you throughout this year. Feel free to get in touch with us in a variety of different ways, and don't forget that we are here to support you. Make sure to use us as a resource. So that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to check out our webpage for useful information. And go Bengals.